Hi, I'm Anita Potter from Needles and Hooks, and in today's tutorial I'm going to teach you how to crochet a hat and a scarf. Woo! So we've got a couple of basic supplies. I mean, winter's just around the corner, especially here in Colorado. I mean, fall is coming up, but I swear we get 2 weeks of fall and then straight into winter. So I gotta have some scarves. I got a lot of scarves. I don't really need any more, but I don't have any crocheted scarves. So that's what I did. A crochet scarf with some fringe, and maybe let me unwrap it. I could show you the texture that's on both the hat and the scarf, which is this textured stitch here, called cobblestone. Oops, let me just wrap it back around. Okay, so I just totally choked myself out. Anyway, whatever. You're going to need some basic supplies. You're going to need a tape measure, scissors, a yarn needle, 2 cakes of Lion Brand Mandala in the Nifflers colorway, or whatever light 3-weight DK weight yarn you have. This is what I had left over after doing the fringe. I'm not sure what I could do with this. I could probably make another hat, but maybe something else, I don't know. And a crochet hook size H, which is a 5mm hook. Also, let's see, HIJ. If you can't chain loosely, especially for the scarf, it's not really necessary for the hat because we're working in the round. If you wanted to chain loosely, I recommend going up to a size J 6mm hook just to do the chain, the starting chain for your scarf. It'll help even it up and it won't flare out so much at the bottom. If you can't chain loosely. So this is broken up into like 2 parts. This is the intro, and then we're going to have a section for the hat, and then the last section will be for the scarf. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Anita Potter from Needles and Hooks, and today we're going to create a crocheted hat. So today we're going to use this Lion Brand Mandala yarn in the colorway Nifflers. It is a 5.3 ounce skein and in a light 3-weight yarn. So we're going to use a crochet hook size H, which is 5mm. We're also going to need a stitch marker because we're going to be working in the round, a yarn needle to weave in our ends, a tape measure for our measuring, and a pair of scissors to cut and do all the fun stuff. So I'm going to set the scissors, that, and the yarn needle aside. Now I had an accident with my yarn earlier. It fell off my table, got caught on something, and I was trying to pick it up. It pulled all the yarn out of the center, which is all of this right here. So it's sitting way over there. So I'm trying to do my best with this, which is unfortunate. Let me just turn it the other way. I don't want the middle yarn getting caught around that yarn. So we're going to make a magic ring, which is you're going to place the yarn over your hand. You're going to wrap it around and back over. You're going to take your hook and grab it from underneath and pull up a loop of the working yarn, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do 6 single crochets inside this ring and around the tail as well. So we're going to insert our hook, wrap our yarn around, bring up a loop if we can, try that again, bring up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. I'm going to do it again 5 more times. That was 1. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. That's 3. 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to take our tail and we're going to gently pull it so it forms a ring, but we're not going to pull it too tight. Pull it a little tighter. There we go. We'll pull it tighter after the second round. So this was our first, effectively our first round. We've got 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to need to insert our hook into that first single crochet, and we are going to work in a spiral. I'm trying to keep my tail out the way so I'm not crocheting with that. And we're going to insert our stitch marker afterwards. So I'm going to insert my hook into that first single crochet, and I'm going to do 2 single crochets in this stitch. That's 1. Go back in again to that same stitch, and 2. I'm going to place my stitch marker in the first single crochet of that round, if I can, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in each single crochet around, giving us a total of 12. One, so this is 3. 4. I know it's hard to see. 5. 5. Make sure you're doing 2 in each single crochet around. 6. Go through both loops. 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, and 12. And that's round 2. Each round will consist of increases until this part, the circle, is the correct size. Now the way to do the correct size for your head is to measure. I measure around the center part of my skull, around like my forehead and around the back of my head. I don't do it at an angle. I've never done it at an angle, and I've not had any problems with it. My head measures 21 inches. But I like a snug fit, so I'm going to subtract 2 inches from that, which gives me 19 inches. And from there, you're going to multiply that number by pi, which is 3.14. And mine came out to 6.00 and a whole bunch of numbers after that. So I need to make this ring, this circle, 6 inches. Which is what I'm going to do. Now, if you measure your head, and if you have your head size is like 25, if you like a snug fit, take 2 inches off of that number, which will give you 23, and you're going to multiply that by 3.14, and your circle should measure the diameter. Because right now, this is basically, if I can lay my flat, is about 1.5 inches. So the way we're going to do this is it's going to be a subsequent of increases, and then we're going to like plain single crochets in between the increases. This is, I don't know how well that's going to show up, my chicken scratching for my cheat sheet. So, and I'm going to always have a scrap piece of paper with you. So I just did this one, and I did this one. Round 3, I'm going to increase 2 and then single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, and that round will give me 18. And you can see the pattern. Increase 2 and then 3 single crochets in the next 3 single crochets, which gives you 24. We're increasing by 6 single crochets every round. And as soon as this circle is complete, we'll go in and do our textured stitch for the rest of the hat until like the final round, which I'm going to attempt a reverse single crochet. We'll see how well that works. So we're getting ready to start round 3. So round 3, we're going to increase 2 and then single crochet the next 2 in the next 2 single crochets. So I'm going to increase in this one, 1, 2. I'm going to replace my stitch marker in that first single crochet of the round. Yeah, stitch markers are a little fiddly, but as soon as it gets a little wider, it'll be easier to deal with because it's like really close and it's like in the way sometimes. I'm gonna rewrite this and we're gonna go through this together. So our first round is 6 single crochets in a magic ring, 2 single crochets in each, which will give us 12 single crochets for the round. And we're going to increase 2 in the next first single crochet, and we're going to do 1 single crochet and then repeat. It repeats. This will give us 6, 18, increase 2 and then 2 single crochets in the next 2 single crochets, which will give us 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. Increase 2 and 3 single crochets, which gives us 30. I don't know how many it's going to take for me to get to 6 inches, so I'm just going to write it out to like 5 or 6. 4 single crochets, which gives us 36 single crochets. Increase 2, then 5 single crochets, gives us 42. I think 7, 39, 44. Yep. And then increase 2, 6 single crochets, which gives us 48. So that's a good number to work with, and as soon as I get closer, I will measure it around because that's already about 1.5 inches. And I don't want to make it too wide. I want to get to as close to 6 inches as possible. And now, since we round 3 is increase 2 and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Increase 2 in the next single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So we've done it, our increase, so I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next one. Maybe. One. 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And then 1 single crochet in the next one. 2 in the next stitch. 1 in the next one. 2 in the next one. 1 in the next. 2. 2 in 1. And then 1, then 2 in 1, and then 1 single crochet in the last one. So we are going to count and make sure stitch marker is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So we've completed 3 rounds. And then why I have a cheat sheet is so I can like mark it off. I did that one, I did this one, and I did round 3. So we're going to start round 4, which is increase in the next stitch and then 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. Single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we're going to increase 2 in this next first stitch. That's 1, 2. Place our stitch marker. And then 2 single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Increase in the next one. One single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Move my yarn out of the way. An increase in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Increase. Single crochet in the next 2. Increase. Single crochet in the next 2. Increase. And then single crochet in the last 2 of that round. And that's round 4, and you can count the rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a little, like a ridge. That's how the spiraling does. So I'm going to mark off round 4. Round 5, we're going to increase and do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So we're going to increase in the first stitch. 1, 2. Place our stitch marker because we don't need to lose where our round begins. And then 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Make sure I'm not going to miss a stitch here. That's 1, 2, and 3. Increase in the next. Single crochet in the next 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Increase. Three single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Increase. And in the next 3. Increase. Go in the next 3. Another increase. And then 1 single crochet in the next 3. 2 and 3. And that's round 5. I'm going to mark it off. I'm going to start round 6. It'll be a single crochet increase and then 4 single crochets by themselves in the next 4. So we're going to increase in the next stitch, 1 and 2. Replace our stitch marker in that first single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet 4 in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to increase in the next stitch, and then 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, more yarn, 3, 4, and then increase, 1, 2, next 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase again, 4 single crochets, more yarn, 2, make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to increase, 1, 2, and then 4 in the next 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're gonna look at what the shape is doing. So it's basically kind of making like 1, 2, 3, a hexagon, a 6-sided object here. So I'm gonna mark off our thing, and then I'm going to measure. I'm gonna measure around the widest part because I don't want my hat to be like loose. So right now it's about, that's 3 inches. So I got 3 more to go. So I'm gonna write on my sheet a few more steps. Increase 2, and then 7 single crochets, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 54 single crochets, increase 2, 8 single crochets, 60 single crochets. I'll go to 10, increase 2, 9 single crochets, and be 66 single crochets, and increase 2, can't spell, 10 single crochets, and that's 72 single crochets. Wait, 6, 9, yeah, 72. So we'll leave it at that for right now. As you can see the pattern. An increase, 1, increase, then 2 single crochets, increase, 3 single crochets, increase, then 4 single crochets, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So these, you're always going to increase, and then you're going to do the number of single crochets in the next 5 stitches, and then you'll increase again. You repeat these all the way around, and it just increases by 6. So we're almost at, we are at 3 inches. So I'm going to try, and I will measure from these 2 points, since that's like the widest part. Because like I said, I don't like a loose hat. So we're going to start round whatever this is. I need to write these down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oops, 12. So we're going to start row 7. 6, 7, yeah, it's round 1. Okay, yeah, round 7. Now let's count our rounds to make sure we're actually at 7. So there's 1. Get this back in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done 6 rounds. So we need to do round 7. So I'm going to increase 2 in the next single crochet, and then we'll replace our marker. 1, 2. I'll put it in that first one. And then we're going to go 5 single crochets in the next 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to increase. 1, 2. And then we're going to next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to increase. And then next 5. Yarn. So I see it's just 2. 3, 4, 5. We're going to increase. Maybe split my yarn. One, 2. The next 5. 5, and increase. And then the next 5. And increase. And 5. Now I want to measure again because I want to see, like, is it a 1/2 inch per round? Because that's I'm kind of curious. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch per round. So in order to get to 6, let's see, which is over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds. So I did 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'll take us to the actual amount that I wrote down over here. Okay, and now we're going to start round 8. So we're going to remove our stitch marker, increase 2 in the next stitch, place our stitch marker in that first of the increases, and then we're going to go 6 single crochets in each stitch across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then increase, then single crochet in the next 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase, and then 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then increase, and then 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase. Sometimes it wants to be fiddly. Just take your time. 1 and 2 in that next stitch, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then increase. And again, my neighbors are being obnoxious, so I do apologize. It's beyond my control. Let's see, I did increase, and now 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's round 8, and we're ready for round 9. Going to increase 2, insert our stitch marker back into that first of the increases, and then we're going to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then increase. and then 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then increase. And go across 7, and increase. 7, increase. And then 7, and increase. And across the last 7 of the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I just want to measure it again real quick. I'm going to mark my row off. As you can see, it's getting a little more pronounced as the hexagon. So it is 4.5. So I need 1.5 more inches, and it's 1, 2, 3 more rows. So the next round is increase and then 8 single crochets. I'm gonna grab off some more yarn here. Colorway is about to change color from this purple to this like peachy color. So I'm going to remove the stitch marker. Maybe. There we go. And increase in that first stitch. And I'm going to replace the stitch marker back in the first one of those 2. And then it's 8 single crochets. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to increase. And then the next 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And increase. And then the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then increase. Now across the next 8. Increase. And then across the next 8. You see the color changed, so increase. And then the next 8. Six, 7, and 8. I'll mark off round 10. And then we got round 11. Take a drink. Alright, we're going to start round 11. The same way we've started every round, with an increase. Increase. Replace our stitch marker. And now it's 9 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then increase. And then 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, increase. Then 9. Let me get some more yarn first. Maybe, if only there wasn't this yarn barf I have to work around here to keep it from tangling up with the yarn I'm pulling around from the outside. Tangled up over my desk here. My poor little table. Now we do 9. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then increase. And then 9 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and increase. Then 9. Increase. And then the last 9. I'm going to mark that round off. Then I'm going to measure just for safety's sake. Okay, so it's still like 5.5. So I got one more round, which should take me to 6 inches. And then I could stop increasing and just go around and around in our pattern. So being this is the last round, I'm going to take the stitch marker off. And increase 2. Put our stitch marker back in the first of the increases. And then we're going to go across 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need more yarn. We're going to increase. Go across 10. Increase. Go across 10. increase, go across 10, increase, go across 10, increase, and then go across the last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And this is my finished top of my head for my hat piece. So if your head is bigger, and you'll just increase again, like I ended at increase with 10 single crochets, you can go increase 11, which will give you 78, and then 12 will get you 84, and so on and so on and so on. It just goes up 6 by 6. It's just increasing 6 each round evenly. So I finished my part, and I'm going to measure my piece, which is 6 inches. So yay! So now we'll start our pattern. So we're going to start on our actual pattern stitches. We're no longer going to do any increasing. It's just going to be straight around 72 single crochets around and around and around. So this stitch pattern is a 2-row repeat, which will be the first round will be single crochet all the way around, and then we have the textured stitch in the round after that. And I'm not sure how that works up in the round, because I've only ever knit that flat. Knit it, oh my goodness. Crocheted it flat. So, gonna single crochet in the first stitch, and then in each stitch around. Replace the stitch marker. And we're just gonna go around 72. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I need more yarn, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Need more yarn. So one thing about working from the outside, and I don't have like a gadget to actually do it to where I'm not having to like stop and then start again. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. Uh-oh, I have a knot in my yarn. Let's fix that real quick. Uh-oh, nope, don't pull it tight. We don't need to knot our yarn up. And there we go. So I'm going to get more yarn off because the textured stitch is, first stitch is a single crochet, the next stitch is a treble crochet, and then a single crochet. Okay. So I'm going to take my stitch marker out. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. And then I'm going to treble crochet in the next one. Let's close our stitch marker because we do not need to lose our place. Okay, so now we're going to treble crochet. I'm going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Ah, I split my yarn. Let's try that again. Triple crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. And you might have to push the let's see, which do I want? Yeah, you'll have to push it to the right side. This is the right side of the work, this is the wrong side. Unless you like this side, you'll have to push that stitch towards you. And then we're gonna treble crochet in the next stitch, yarn over twice, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then try to keep it single crochet in the next stitch. Try to keep the stitch like poked towards you. And we do that all the way around. Treble crochet, single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet, treble, and treble crochets can be a little fiddly. Then single crochet, treble, and then single. Now I went through and showed how to do the entire circle first because I wanted to make sure you all knew how to learn the magic of the circle pattern, which is increase and then 1, increase then 2, 3, and then 4, and so on. That way you can do this. And I'm not sure if I like this stitch or not because it needs to poke back out towards this side, which is a little fussy. But even if it doesn't do that, it still gives a bit of texture. So I'll show you a few more and then we'll finish the end of this round, and we'll do 2 more rounds and I'll let you fly. Triple crochet, and single crochet, treble crochet, and single crochet. And you're just going to continue to do that all the way around, and I will come back when we get to the last 2 stitches. Okay, so we've got to the last 2 stitches. I just did a treble crochet, so now I need to single crochet and then treble crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so what looks like what's happening is that the stitches want to go to the wrong side, which is there much of a difference between the right and the wrong? No, I don't know. It's hard to tell. You can sit there and you could push them to the front if you so desire, but I think I'm going to end up, I have to do that afterwards because it's a little fussy. So, poking them through here. Because usually this is best worked flat, this stitch. But I may just end up, yeah, they just want to stay on the other side. So this will be the wrong side and this will be the right side of my hat. So the next round is just, we're going to single crochet all the way around. All 72 stitches. Replace my stitch marker. And we'll go around, and I'll leave a link in the description on where to find a chart to do your length because I think mine is supposed to be like 6 inches, but I have to double check and look. So we can single crochet around. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. So this is sort of what it looks like. Kind of hard to tell, it's only like 2 rounds. But seeing as I'm gonna have to have this be the right side, I'm gonna take my hook, I'm gonna insert it through the center, grab my tail, and pull it through so I know. So I'm gonna continue. I have to work with the hat going the inside because all these stitches are gonna poke out to that side. That's what that looks like right now. And I will leave a link in the description below to look at a chart for how to measure for your length. You could take your measuring tape measure, however you want to call it, and I can't do it on camera and I just dropped it onto the floor. You can measure from the top of your head, and I want it down. I want to be able to have it past my ears because I do not like my ears being cold. It says about 9 inches, but I am going to consult that chart I found online, and I will meet you back once you get your length done, and I will be back soon. And we're back a couple of days later to finish this off. Now, I had already shot this video to do the edging, the final round. I ended on a row of single crochet, and I was going to do reverse single crochet, but I couldn't get it to look right, so I decided to do a slip stitch. And I went through and I slip stitched all the way around, finished it off, woven all my ends, and then I tried putting it on and I couldn't get it over my head because the slip stitch was a little too tight. So this also turned out just a little bit bigger than what I wanted, which that's fine. It's a learning process. I've only ever crocheted one other hat other than this, and even that one's still a little too big for my head. But the length is actually fine because I wear a ponytail, I wear my hair up all the time, and I also wear glasses. So on like other hats that I've had, that my glasses and my ponytail tend to ride my hat up. So I haven't found it happening with this yet. So instead of using the size H hook to finish, I'm gonna go and use this size J, which this is not a 6mm hook. This is a 5.75mm hook. I have a size J10 and an I9 coming tomorrow. So we're going to slip stitch and then we're going to try it on before we fasten off. And I also have to join my yarn in when I get there because, like I said, I'd already shot it and it was like sadness when I couldn't really. I mean, I got it on my head, but it was just it was brain squeezing. So we're gonna try again, and we're gonna slip stitch in each of these stitches all the way around. And I need to like remove this out of the way here because I impaled it in the wrong spot. So the round starts here. So I'm taking my size J, my 5.75mm. I'm going to insert my hook, wrap it around, or excuse me, yarn over, and pull through the loop. I'm going to replace my stitch marker because I don't want to be slip stitching and go past where I need to go. So we're going to continue on. And if you want to keep using the same size hook, you absolutely need to do this extremely loosely. Not even kidding. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. And we're going to keep going all the way around. And hopefully this time it will fit my head. And when I get to the point where I need to join the ball yarn again, which, by the way, I wound it up into a ball, there's still a lot of this left. This hat didn't take very much out of this cake of yarn. How many ounces was it? find the front here. Yeah, where is it? Oh, 5.3 ounces. So yeah, I'm wondering if I can actually get the companion scarf out of this. I bought 2 cakes of this color, so if I run out of this, I have 1 more I can use. But I don't know if I will, but we'll find out. And that video will come out a week from this video. That way you're not getting overwhelmed with projects. Because, like, being overwhelmed with projects is overwhelming. Yeah, I said it. Move my scissors out of the way so I'm not knocking those off onto the floor. It takes a little longer. Hopefully this won't be extremely tight. I mean, if it's snug, it'll be fine, but oh my goodness, trying to put it on when I used the H hook was a disaster. As soon as I got done, I was like, yay, I'm done. Send you back to the desk. And I put it on, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I was not happy. So it's like the other tutorials went fine. This one, however, had some hiccups. Had the yarn barf happen, and then now single slip stitching just a little too tight. So I cannot chain loosely to save my life. That's why I use a larger hook. And I slip stitched a little too tight, so that's why I'm now also using a larger hook. Just check out how okay. Doing good. I don't need to attach new yarn just yet. Thankfully. And I'm hoping I can start doing more of these tutorials. If I could just get the hook into the stitch. And we're just continuing around. I'm not going fast. At all. Trying to keep an even tension doing this. Sure I'm not going into the same stitch. Glasses keep sliding. We're about halfway. And like I said, I will be trying it on before I like fasten off and weave my ends in, which is what I should have done the last time, but I wasn't thinking about that. Because this is the second like hat I've ever crocheted for myself. And even that one's still a little loose, using the same formula to get the width. So I'm gonna try like doing a test hat that doesn't go around and around in a spiral, but where you end the round, slip stitch to join, chain one, and then go on your way. That way I can like see if it's the starting width before I start working rounds even, or if it's the stitch And it might even be the yarn too. Maybe a multiple factors. It's just you work your pattern, especially for like hats or headbands, because I've got 2 headband tutorials I'm going to come out with, but I need to make I worked up the project first on both of those. 1 knit, 1 crochet, and I have to redo my knit one because it is really loose. Well, not too loose, but it's loose enough to be annoying. We're almost there. Hopefully. Oh, I'm gonna need to join some yarn, so I'm gonna insert my hook, pull up a loop. I'm gonna drop that one, grab the one on my ball, and then pull it through. And then I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna go to the next one through. Yeah, because I'll tie that off, and then, well, in fact, I should probably tie it off now. But I'm gonna have to pull it. I'm gonna have to. Well, I'll do that here in a sec, because I'm gonna have to pull the yarn through to the wrong side of the hat. So let's continue finishing this up. Darn it, get through there. Okay, I'm gonna drop a big loop, so I'm not worried about those falling out, but I am gonna take my glasses off and then test this first before anything else. Oh, that is so much better. Oh, thank goodness. All right. It fits. It fits fine. That slip stitch edging makes the hat not so loose. And the whole hat goes over my ears. So I am happy. And now I can finish this off proper. So, okay, let me do something with this yarn first over here. So I'm on the inside of the hat, and I'm going to throw my hook through, and then I'm gonna wrap it, and I'm just gonna try and pull it through well, maybe, you know what? Let's use the smaller hook. Might be easier. There we go. So I'm gonna pull that in, and I'm going to knot this. So I'm just going to tie an overhand knot twice. And I probably won't be able to get the yarn needle on that small little piece. Okay. I don't think. I mean, I might. Well, we'll see. So now I am done with this hat. And I'm going to take my smaller hook. And I'm going to check this. Actually, you know what? It's good. I don't need to. Alright. So I'm just going to snip a long tail. So I can, like, weave it in. And how I fasten off, I will pull the yarn through the loop and then cinch it down. You can't really tell where the end is, so yay, awesome. So I am going to grab my yarn needle, make sure I'm up in the camera view. I'm going to fold the yarn over I'm going to pinch it between my thumb and my index finger. I'm going to get the yarn needle and I'm going to wiggle it through the eye until they pop through, and I am on here. So I'm going to flip the hat wrong side out. And unfortunately, I already wove in the end on the top, and all I did was go through these stitches around on the inside. And then I pulled it a little, snipped it, and then grabbed the hat to hide the end, the actual end. So I'm gonna get my yarn, move my stitch marker, and I'm going to weave this end in. And I'm probably going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? And I'll go through the back of these stitches. And I'm just going to go up a couple, like 3. And I'm going to go down 3, maybe. I don't know how well you can see this on the camera. The monitor is so far away. I'm trying not to get it. Oh my goodness. Can't get in there, right? I'm going to pull it through there. And I'm going to go up again, and then we'll finish it off. Try not to go through where you can actually see it from the outside. There's probably better ways to weave in. Okay, so it's a woven in, and like I did on the top, which I'll probably splice that together because I did film that one. Pulled it, snipped it close. Now I'm just going to give my hat a little tuggy tug so it blends in. So now I got to deal with these two tails, these two unexpected tails. Okay, where'd my yarn needle go? Right. Take that yarn off. Now I'm gonna try and put both of these through here. So, I mean, the yarn's thin enough I could probably get away with doing it, but I need to make sure I don't lose the smaller tail. Okay, so I got both of those through. And I'm gonna hold on to that, and then I'm just going to weave up with my needle. I should probably go through one more here, and try not to like poke through the front of your hat. I need to, where's the ends? Okay, a small end is out. Fighting with the longer end. And I'm probably just gonna go like I went up, and I'm just gonna go across because it'll be easier, especially with the smaller tail. Usually you want longer tails. I didn't, and that's my fault. Okay, and I just want to keep it in the yellow, so I'm just gonna pull it through. I'm going to tug a little bit on the ends, take my scissors, snip it close enough, but not too close you're cutting into your hat, because that would not be fun. And then give my hat a little tug. And see, there's a little problem, but that's fine. It's on the inside. Now we flip it back out. And it is done. It is finished. And I still have a lot of this, and like I said before, I'm going to see if I can actually just get the whole scarf out of this ball of yarn. And we will start that soon. In the next week's video, we'll work on the scarf. The scarf isn't as complicated as doing in the round, but it's just, it'll be the same stitches, except these stitches will be throughout. The texture stitch, also known as the cobblestone stitch, which I found out earlier today, because I was like going, I know there has to be another name for this, because all I'd ever seen it was called the textured stitch. Oh, cobblestone is also a name for this. A lot of stitches for some reason have like 2 to 3 different names. I don't know why. Might be like location or different countries naming it something different. I don't know, but that's fine. This is all finished. That we will now start working on the scarf, and we're going to do the same textured stitch. This works on a multiple of 2 stitches. So I wanted to have like an 8-inch scarf, 8-inch wide scarf, somewhere around in there. And I'm going to use the ball band as a reference, that on a size H 5mm hook, you get 16 stitches and 20 rows is supposed to equal 4 inches. So I'm going to go on the thing that 16, 16, 32. 32 stitches. Actually, I think I'm going to go 34 because the single crochet to start. Alright. We're going to set our hat aside. Can't believe that came out so well. I really love how this yarn worked up. It's just like I wasn't sure about it, and I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then we're going to start with the same ball we used for the hat, because why not? And I don't know if I'll have to break out this other one yet, but we'll see. And I want to make it 4 foot and like fringe, do the fringe. So set the hat aside now, and I'm going to grab some yarn, and I'm going to use a size J hook because, like I said before, I cannot chain loosely to save my life. But this size J is only 5.75 millimeters. I do not have my J10 yet, and I don't know where my other one is, so I'm going to use this one instead. So I'm going to start making a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 34 with this. And I hooked up 2 sizes because when I did the crochet dishcloth, it kind of curved at the bottom, and I was like, well, because I only hooked up 1 size. So for this project, we're going to need a J hook to chain, unless you are absolutely awesome at chaining loosely. I am not. We're going to do the main body of it in our 5mm size H hook. You need a tape measure and a yarn needle and scissors. So we don't need our stitch markers. Let's get that out of the way. I'll move that aside. Now we're going to chain 34 and not knock our ball off onto the floor. So 1. Hold on to the tail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. So we get this nice long chain here. And even if it doesn't end up being 8 inches wide, it can get close. That would be awesome. So I'm going to go ahead now and switch to my normal H hook, and I'm going to single crochet in the second stitch and in each stitch, each chain across. So I'm going to skip this. We're going to skip this first chain right here that's right next to the hook, and we're going to go into this one. We should end up with 33 single crochets. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert our hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to do that all the way across. Maybe. Just getting the first row after the chain always takes a little bit longer. So if you're brand new to doing crochet, you just need to be really patient with yourself and go slow. Speed comes with practice. But I don't know anybody that can speed through doing stitches in the chains, because you have to make sure you're not twisting your chain at all. I mean, you could do, if you know how to do the foundation single crochet, you can skip this part altogether, and then you can go straight into the textured stitch, aka cobblestone. And it's been a minute since I've actually crocheted a scarf. I honestly don't have any crocheted scarves. Those crocheted scarves I did a long time ago were for my kids. And that hat, the companion hat to this scarf, was only the second hat I ever crocheted for myself. I had done 1 or 2 for my kids, and then that was it. The rest of them have all been knitted. And I'm like, I don't really have a lot of crocheted stuff other than like blankets. And I was like, you know, I kind of want some crocheted wearables. And one of these days I'd like to maybe make a crocheted pullover or something. But that's down the road. 'Cause I kind of want a little more hats and scarves and stuff, and honestly I have way too many scarves. I don't know how many. Is it 2 scarves? 2 scarves were purchased that I have. One my oldest daughter made, I think, a year or 2 ago, and then all the rest of them I knit. I have, like, I don't even know how many. There's just a lot. I have a lot. And I got a few that I won't wear. Not because I don't like them, is because they're just a little too stiff for a scarf. And one was an illusion knitted scarf, and it's like 9 feet long. I'm 5'2". So yeah, I'm not wearing. I'm also not taking it apart because that thing took forever to make. So we're almost to the end here. Got 2 more chains to get through. And the last one. So row 2, and this is only a 2-row repeat. We're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Going to single crochet in the first stitch right here, and then we're going to perform our treble crochet. Get some more yarn for that, because treble crochets take a lot of yarn. So to do the treble crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook twice, insert into the next single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and go slow if you haven't done this before. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1 treble crochet. And then you're going to single crochet in the next single crochet. And we'll do one more treble crochet, and I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the next single crochet. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we'll single crochet in the next single crochet. And when you turn it over, you can see, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. I can't see that far away because the yarn's yellow, so it's a little hard to see it, but you can see it's a little raised. Maybe if I hold it that way, you can see the bumps. And I realized what that looked like, so hush. Anyway, so we're gonna keep on going across, and we'll do 2 more rows, and then I'll let you fly on your own. So we're gonna yarn over twice, insert our hook, make sure we go through both loops. There we go. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And then single crochet. And treble crochet. And single crochet. Because right now we're working on the wrong side. All the magic happens on the right side. Yarn over twice. And do our treble crochet. And we'll single crochet. Treble, single, treble, maybe, single crochet, treble, single, treble, single. Still got a ways to go. Treble. Single. It'll be easier to work once you start getting a little more length. And then treble. I'm quicker with the single crochets than I am with the taller stitches, unless it's a half double crochet, which is kind of like a single crochet, only a little fatter. I don't necessarily count half double crochets as a tall stitch. They're about the same. They are the same height as a single crochet. There's just one extra loop. Single. Trebling. Single. Treble. Single. treble, single, last 2 stitches, treble, get some more yarn, and single crochet in the last single crochet. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and I don't know still if it's showing up really well on here because I think my light might be too bright. I don't know. Then again, this is yellow yarn. Let me turn it to upside. You can see from the top down there it's textured. So the next row is all single crochet all the way across. Into the next single crochet and each treble crochet across. 1, and I always count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll tell you why. Because when I first started picking crochet back up again, oh my goodness, over 20 years ago, I didn't count nothing. So my project, which was a baby blanket, used this stitch, ended up going at an angle because I couldn't tell where my row ended. And then I was like, you know what, why don't I just count my stitches? So I started doing that for a couple of rows and was like, okay, now I get it. So absolutely count. Even if you're an advanced crocheter, count your stitches. That way you end up frogging less. So that was 10, 11, maybe. Okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, more yarn, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, try that again, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. And that's 3 rows done. Oh, if it wasn't so yellow, it would show up better. Maybe when we start getting to like the green and the blue, the pattern will show up better on camera. But we're gonna turn our work, chain 1 and turn. I'm gonna single crochet in the first single crochet, and then we're gonna treble. I'll just do these 2 rows, and then I will let you fly on your own. So it's treble, it's single, treble, single, treble, single, treble, single. All single, treble all the way across to the last stitch, where you're going to single crochet into that last stitch. My arm keeps landing on my yarn. I can't wait to see what this scarf is gonna look like. I mean, I think my hat looks pretty sweet, so I'm hoping I get to see more colors in the scarf. Yeah, because look at this. Purples, blues, greens, and yellows. I had to, the way the other one was done, how did I unwind it? The center is actually, well, no. I tried pulling it, so I think it might have been done the same way. I don't know, but it's like all these colors that we have not yet seen. As you can tell, there's like some green right here, and then there's this blue that goes into like a tealy looking color, and then a darker blue, and then back to the purples and the pink. There's pink in the center. So, and I wound this up, so I can't really tell what's in there. So we will see it when we get to it eventually, because I do want a 4-foot scarf. All my other scarves are like 5 and 6 foot long, but I'm like, yeah, maybe that's a little too long. So we're gonna try 4 and see if I like it. Because I'm 5'2", so I like having a warm neck in the winter, because Colorado gets pretty dang cold in the winter time. Right now it's hot, so I'm not working. It's like I've got blankets over there. I've got 1, 2, 4 blanket projects I'm working on, and it's like it's too hot to work on any of them. It'd be nice if we could have just a wee cold front come through. It would be so nice. Make sure I'm actually in the frame. Yeah. So absolutely, pretty please let me know what kind of projects you want to learn how to make in the comments section below. Because there's lots of things we can do. I'm not good at amigurumi, so I can't exactly do that. I've never crocheted a sweater or a jacket, so I haven't really done any wearables other than the hat and then now this scarf. I have made baskets, and we can certainly make baskets and bags. I also have crochet cotton over there, size 10, that you use the teeny tiny steel crochet hooks with, which we can also do that as well. And the last 2 stitches, treble, and single crochet in the last stitch, and then we'll chain 1 and turn, You can see how that works up. And just for the heck of it, I just want to measure real quick. Did I hit my 8-inch mark? Or is it way bigger? Oh, it's 9. You know what? That's fine. I'm good. I don't care. That's okay. More warmth for my neck in the winter. So we're just going to chain 1 turn, and we're going to single crochet across, and I will let you guys fly on your own, and I'm going to fly on my own and work this up to 4 feet long. So let me work this next row, and then I'll measure like the length. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and the last stitch single crochet 33. So I want to check how long is this piece, and since this is missing a part, I'm going to use the next one. So we get about almost 1.5 inches per 4 rows. So this is going to take a minute to like work up, and I will keep at it, and I want to see all your projects, because so pretty please join the Discord. The link is in the description. So when I come back, I'll have a finished 4-foot scarf. Alright, now after many weeks of making the scarf, I decided when I got to 4 feet, I checked it and I was like, nope, too short. And I was like, alright, let me just go to 5 feet. Nope, still too short. So I made a 6-foot scarf. Which I don't know why I just decided not to try to go the smaller route, because, well, all my other scarves that I've ever made are 6 feet long. So this is 6 feet. And this is how much yarn I have left over from 2 cakes of the Mandala Nifflers yarn. That's all I've got left. That's plenty to do what we need to do next. So I finished on a row of single crochets. Now I'm going to cut myself a tail with my handy dandy scissors. Boink. Set that aside for a sec. And then I'm going to take my really long loop. This is going to be a really long tail, but that's fine. I can fix that later. And I'm just going to fasten it off like that. So next, what we need to do, and you can skip this step if you don't want to do fringe. So, but I'm gonna do fringe. It'll make it easier, or not easier, but it'll make it look like finished. Okay, so in order to do my fringe, I've got a really old clipboard that I'm gonna be using for this purpose, and You can use a piece of cardboard. I'm just going to use this. It's been through some stuff. So, and it's like the light's shining on it. All right, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take my yarn and pull off a bunch, and then I'm going to wrap it. Each end is going to get 33 pieces of fringe. One for each stitch across, which is how we started. So I'm just going to use this clipboard. I'm going to cinch it down there. You can use whatever you want, cardboard, whatnot. So actually, let me see. I'm going to take it and go under till about, well, I'm going to take it around and then clip it to the clipboard here, hopefully. If I can get it to behave. There we go. And I'm going to wrap it 33 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Darn it. Hang on. Oops. This around to 13. And then I'm going to get off some more yarn here. Okay. Finish with 13. Find the end. Now you don't want to do it too tight. You want to like be loose with it. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. My yarn's misbehaving. 31. 32. 33. Okay. So I've got, and there goes the yarn onto the floor. So I've got 33. And let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my scissors and very carefully insert it underneath. Now the way I normally do these is I use a DVD case. Let's see, this is not working very well. Hang on here. Let me slide them down. Yeah, slide it down. Try to hold on to that yarn so it's not all across. All right, slid them down. Now I'm gonna have to lift up my all the wraps. I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to slide it as close to at the top as I can get, and I'm just going to snip. Now one of these is just a little too long, so I can just even it up if I have it in frame, move my clipboard out the way, and then just give it a little snip and set that aside. So should have 33 here. So we need to do that one more time. Move my scissors. Just gonna undo more of this yarn. Might end up having blue on both sides, which that's fine. We just let the yarn do what it wants. So let's try this again with the clipboard. Now, just like have it over, wrap it underneath. I'm gonna clip it to the clipboard in the right spot. There we go. Okay, now that doesn't count as a wrap. So 1, 2. Maybe I should do it closer to the edge here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Need more yarn. Maybe. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. And we're going to double check to make sure we actually have 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, so now we're going to do what we did the last time. We're going to unclamp that, slide it as best you can, slide it down as far as you can get it. Bunch it up a little bit. It's hard to show. I'm going to take my scissors again. I'm going to lift this up and slide my scissors up as far as I can get them. Not under all of them. I always have to double check to make sure. I whiffed it there. Let's fix this. Okay. Underneath. Take the scissors as other things fall off my table, and then snip. Okay, and that one is a little too long, so I'm going to snip this down. to that and set that aside, and we can move our yarn ball out of the way. So for this, you're going to need a crochet hook, which will be the same size as what we used, which was a size H, is a 5mm hook. Okay, now what I tend to do is I will move the set over. I will hide, get this over here so you can see it. I will hide my my tails in with the fringe, but I'm not going to have it like, oh, you can't even see it. I usually hide my tail in with the fringe, but this tail is just a little too long, so I'm going to snip that down like half of it, because I don't want to be doing that the whole way. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your little fringe pieces, you're going to fold it in half like so. I'm going to grab my crochet hook. I'm going to go into this is the chain edge, so I'm going to go into the last chain. Let me double check to make sure that's the absolute last chain. Yep. You're going to put your fringe around your hook. You're going to pull it through, but don't pull it all the way through, otherwise you'd have to do it all over again. Make sure your ends are even. Give it the loop a little tug, and then you're going to take your fingers in between the loop, grab your little fringe pieces, pull it through, and then there's a piece of fringe. Now this is longer fringe than I normally would, but I don't know where my little DVD case has gone off to that I normally do this with. So that's one. And now we're going to do this all the way across, and I'll show you one more time. You get your crochet hook, you're going to go into the next chain from your starting chain and insert it in. Grab another piece of fringe and you fold it in half like so. Make sure it's as even as possible. You'll fix it later too before you cinch it down. Put it over your crochet hook, pull it through, insert from underneath. You're going to take your index and your thumb and you're going to insert it into that loop. Now my ends are a little off, so I'm going to fix it here. Give my loop a little tug, then grab it, pull it through the loop, and then cinch it down. And that's two. Now I'll show one more time. Insert my hook into the next chain. Grab another piece of fringe. Fold it over in half as good as you possibly can get it. Put it over your hook. Pull your hook through. It's hard to see with the other fringe in the way. We move that out of the way. You're going to pull it through a little bit. You can take your index and your thumb, flip the loop, put them inside the loop. Your ends, make sure your ends are even. If they're not even, even them up, and then give your loop a little tug to straighten it out. Then you're going to grab the two ends, pull it through, and cinch it down. But you don't want to cinch it too tight, get all squished. So in that time, we've gotten 3 of 33 done. We have 30 more to go. So if I messed up over here and that wasn't the actual last chain, which I'm not sure, I will find out when I get all the way across to here, because that is the first, that's like the starting right there. So if I messed it up, I will come back over here and put in another piece of fringe. But we will see that, and I will show you how to hide your your tail end on your scarf in with the fringe when I get there. Okay, we now got to the point where we can start hiding in our end. So I want to make sure that I hide it well. So I'm going to like put my hook underneath the next one. Try to keep that over top. I'm going to grab my next piece of fringe, fold it in half. Put it on the hook and pull it through. And then we're going to make sure we still have our fringe ends even. So I'm going to make sure it's even as best as I can get it. Give my loop a little tug. Make sure this end is still getting ready to cross over it. Bring my index and thumb underneath the loop if I can do it, because I'm trying to hold on to too many things. Grab my tail ends and keep track of my tail end on my scarf and pull it through. And we're going to keep doing that. So I'm going to insert my hook into the next chain that I now can't see because my tail's in the way. And don't pull it through. There we go. Grab our next piece of fringe, fold it in half, pull it through, which I missed. Now I'm going to pull it through, even up my loop ends, give it a tug to make sure it's even, bring it up, through, hold on to my tail, seeing as that's just the second strand that we've done. Now, and you're hiding it within your fringe. And we'll do it a couple more times and then I'll finish it off. Make sure I'm still in frame. I'm working with a different camera setup, and the sirens are loud. Nothing I can do about it. The nature of living in this area. Yeah, fringe isn't hard. It can get just a little tedious, especially if you have a lot of them you have to do. I mean, I've done projects where I've had to cut like 300 pieces of fringe, but I don't have that project anymore. I may bring it back. I don't know. That was a long time ago. It was over 10 years ago. There might be easier ways to do this. There probably are easier ways to make fringe without having to go through all of this. I just haven't explored them yet. So we'll do the hard and tedious way first. It's a rite of passage. Okay, yeah, that bend is way off. Give it a little pull. Make sure I'm not twisting it. Grab, pull it through. Line it up. I'm still trying to make sure that the scarf end is still in the frame, which I'm gonna need to like raise this up a little more, but not right now because we're working. Insert into the next chain. We'll do one more and then we'll get to the end. Fold it in half. Even it up. There we go. We've only got like a couple more to go. Let me cinch that down just a little bit more. You don't want to pull it too tight, but you don't want it too loose that it might like fall out. So I shall continue working. And there's the last bit of fringe. So That side is all done, so we're gonna flip and do the other side. The tail end will get hidden first. And the chain side, where you start your project at, is always harder to do the fringe on than, say, like your finished edge where you fasten it off. So I'm just gonna cut this long tail way down. I could totally have used this bit for another piece of fringe, but whatever. So now we've got our single crochets across, and insert my hook into this single crochet right here. Make sure that's looped over, because we're going to hide the end into the fringe. Grab our second bundle of stuff, our fringe, set it aside, grab one. Sometimes I wish this would have been a different color, but it is what it is. So I'm going to loop it over the hook, grab it through just like we did the last time. And I have annoying neighbors, so I do apologize. They don't really care not to scream and yell and be loud, and I have no control over it. So make sure that the tail is underneath, and we're gonna pull it through. And we got one piece of fringe on. Trying to make sure I'm in the camera frame. I take my hook. You want to insert from the back to the front, which I should have mentioned earlier if it wasn't like obvious to do it that way, so that's my fault. Grab another fringe, fold it in half, pull the fuzzy off, get over, pull it through, make sure we're even. We are. Give the loop a little loopy tug, pull it through. Now this side you can cinch it down a little bit better because the cast on, because the chain side is a little like loose. It's not as, you don't want to be too tight with it, but you also don't want to be too loose. So I'm gonna insert, do this again, and then we'll do one more. I will meet you at the end. So hook it on, pull it through, make sure your ends are even, which I'm making them not even right at the moment. Tug the loop a little bit. Try not to twist it. And it gets a little difficult when you've got all the other fringe in the way. Grab it, pull it through. So that's 3. And I shall meet you when I get to the end. Got 2 more pieces of fringe to attach, and this scarf is done. So I'm going to pull it through. Make sure my ends are even. Get my other fringe out the way. You just slide them over just to move them. And I've got one more. Yay! We're almost done. Woohoo! Last piece of fringe. No fringe left over. No, wasn't short of any fringe, thankfully, because that's happened to me before, which is fine. You just cut another piece. And we are almost through. In fact, we can now call this scarf done. Woo! So I've got all the fringes over here, and it kind of did change color at the end. So you notice the blue is not the same blue that's right there. So I was like worried. I was like, man, it's gonna just, what do you call it, merge into what's at the end. But this is a completely different like shade right there. So woohoo! And then we got all our other fringy bits over on the other side. No extras, nothing left behind, and we're all done.
There it goes. This tutorial took a couple of weeks for me to make because I had to make the scarf. The scarf takes a heck of a lot longer than the hat does. I think I spent like 2 days on the hat and it was done. But the scarf took a couple of weeks. And I would take it to work in my little bag and work on it on my breaks. It's just the same 2-row repeat. So you could basically just turn your brain off and just go at it. You also don't have to do it as wide as I did. I just did it because I didn't know any better. 34 was a nice even number. So that's basically all I have for that. If you have any comments, questions, or you have an issue with the tutorial and any part you don't understand, pretty please leave a comment in the comments section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.